Sandon is located in a steep, narrow valley divided by a creek. It was incorporated in 1898, having an opera house, 2 different rail lines, and plenty of shops. And in 1900, a fire destroyed much of this town. The drive to Sandon is stunning, with the last section a very easy, well-packed gravel road. Here's a slideshow and a little video to give you an idea of what you will experience in this mining ghost town, continuing to power clean energy since 1897 with a Tesla generator. As you enter town, a beautiful locomotive sits with its rail cars on the south side of Slocan Star Street. It was built in 1908 for CPR at Montreal Locomotive Works, and it operated through southern BC and was then assigned to the Kootenay region. You will also find the Canadian Brill trolley bus collection, built between 1946 and 1954, including those from Vancouver, Calgary, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, and Regina. Sandon City Hall was built on Carpenter Creek and was rebuilt after the fire of 1900, housing a jail and a fire hall, and still stands today. In the 1890s, the town was once a thriving mining community of well over 5,000 residents. A few buildings remain, as well as a section of the original wood structure roadway that was the center of town built over the creek. The town itself was a miner's gambling town with a saloon and a wild side with a brazen hell-raising image as the heart and soul of the silvery Slocan. During the 1890s, lead, zinc, and silver were mined, worth about $32 billion today. Sadly, what the floods didn't take out, people did. The town buildings were scuttled off and sold for as little as $300 and used to build housing outside of the community. Only a few buildings remain today. The hillside, once scattered with homes, has been taken back by nature. In World War II, it was only accessible by rail, in which supplies came into town once a week, and Sandon was used to house 953 Canadian-Japanese internment. Today, less than 20 residents remain, with only a very few families dedicated to saving this Canadian historical site. I had the most wonderful opportunity to meet Hal Wright, an instrumental gatekeeper who kindly shared some important history and was such a pleasure to meet. This brings me to the gem of this town, the power generating station, originally named the Slocan Star Plant and later renamed the Silversmith Power and Light Generating Station. In 1897, the inventor Nikola Tesla relocated to Christina Lake to install 4 of his 60 Hertz generators to the region for its massive mining operation in providing electricity and modern conveniences to Sandon citizens. Today, the hydroelectric power plant provides power to Sandon and the surrounding communities. This plant became the first utility in BC to obtain the Federal Green Hydroelectric certification. This Tesla generator has been running for over 126 years, providing 100% green energy. Today, this is the last remaining Tesla generator operating in the world. This power plant does not dam any rivers and pulls its power from 4 different water sources. The history of Sandon is extensive, and this place is such an important part of Canadian history and should be passed on to further generations to be explored and experienced as a destination.
everything was still in it, hanging on the walls. It was magnificent, and but yeah, it was such a shame.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic that you can bring it back to life.
Yeah, well, it'll be enjoyed by a lot of people too, and that's the nice thing about it. Plus, it has a story. So everything. So the name of the building, Virginia, is the birth state of the guy that built it.
Okay.
Yeah. So he brought his name kind of with him, and like so many, he came here from the U.S. and settled in the early 1890s, and he staked a fabulously rich mine here, and he built a whole bunch of things, including a hydroelectric generating plant. But anyway, it was such a shame when this building was knocked down, and at the time people didn't really think much about it. It seemed like it was most people's opinion that this stuff should be demolished. And even this building here, the only reason it survived is the guy that bought it for salvage. He wanted to build his dream home in Caslow, and he wasn't in a big hurry to get it knocked down because he wasn't ready to build yet.
Okay.
And he was planning to do that when he retired, and he wanted this virgin lumber, and so I started trying to deal with him in 1973 to purchase the building to preserve it, and he was quite adamant that he wanted the old lumber and nothing else. I offered to set him up an account at a building supply place with the equivalent of brand new lumber. He could just go down and pick it up. No waste, no breakage.
We just got a chance to meet Hal, who has been preserving this whole town and the trolley buses, and he's working out there right now putting the signs together that he started to collect at age 15. Pretty cool. This is absolutely fantastic. So in 2001, Andrew Wright, who lived in Sandon, worked for several months in Surrey to recover the interesting and historic parts from the Brill trolleys that are here today. There was a total of 216 trolleys that were scrapped, and the few that are intact are here. The silver was key that opened the Slocan discovery in 1891 of the rich outcrops of the Slocan star and pane, which touched off the wildest lode excitement in our history. The silver-lead ore was easily and cheaply mined, speeding development, and the area boomed. Roads, towns, and railways remain, linking the present with an era when silver was king.
Westinghouse is synonymous with Nikola Tesla. So George Westinghouse was the guy that took Tesla under his wing and helped him to secure the patents and then built factories on both sides of Niagara Falls on the Canadian side in Hamilton and in Pittsburgh on the U.S. side, and they built the early alternating current equipment under Canadian and U.S. patents for markets. Canadian plant was mostly the British Empire, American for elsewhere, and those two factories existed for decades, building the world's finest electrical equipment, which obviously lasts. Yeah.
You're such a book of knowledge. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
These are the Edison storage batteries that powered the headlamps and the mining lamps, which got rid of the danger of any broken glass in the mine. Thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe or leave any comments. And as always, just get out and ride.